Hello and welcome back to Bob's Blueprints. We have some fascinating things to show you today. I just wanted to show you this blue ductwork. A lot of times over the years people have been worried about the ventilation in the giraffe exhibit. In our old exhibit we had much smaller ductwork. In the new exhibit you can see this giant ductwork that I'm capable of walking into, and that will be moving all the fresh air for you and the giraffes. But the big feature today that we wanted to show you is the amazing new roof system that we have going on. You can finally get a sense of how big this space is, and the roof is almost done, and we want to show you a few details about the roof. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at this ETFE roofing. It's a material more similar to polycarbonate, which is a rigid material, than it is a plastic. That matters because there's some studies that would show over a 30-year period of time, instead of degrading like plastic does, it actually gets stronger over time. So in concrete, the same thing happens. Concrete gets stronger over a long period of time. The other thing that you can see is this frit pattern here, these different shapes. What that does is it cuts down a little bit of the intensity while still letting the good sunlight rays through, and the good natural light and all of that. But it does make it a little bit cooler in the summertime, and so animals could come inside and get a little bit of shade if they wanted. They've installed these rails here, and much like if you've seen on maybe an old school awning, these slide in there, and then that's what holds those pillows tight. Final thing about this is you might remember when this is done, there's 4 layers. We get a lot of questions about hail, for example. A hailstone, not only is this very puncture resistant, a big hailstone like we have had at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo would have to penetrate for those before it would ever make it to an animal. So we're feeling great about that. Here we are in the new International Center for the Care and Conservation of Giraffe. You can see I'm sporting my jacket and patch, and we wanted you to be able to see what we're doing here. We've been talking about the roof here. We wanted to point a few things out. This is the area where you're going to be standing feeding giraffes. So you can imagine these rails, of course, are going to be new rails, but you're going to be able to feed giraffe, and this is all the space that giraffes will have. We were down below. We started this segment with the blue ductwork. That blue ductwork is going to be buried by 9 feet. And the reason why it is you can look up and see the really great clean architectural lines here, letting as much natural light in as possible. All that ductwork is going to be buried in this building. We went to that extra effort to do that, to really make sure this is a world-class facility. The 2 pillows that we talked about are going up just over there. They're on the outside plaza. And when we do that, a major milestone will be hit. And that is, we needed to get this roof on before it got too windy or too snowy. And you can see we're very close to doing that. The other thing that you can see right over here, this little depression, that's part of the planting bed where 2 things happen. There'll be live plants in there, as well as the adventure trail will take off so that you can go over the tops of the heads of the giraffes, get onto an island, and help us feed them from there, because that allows us to keep moving giraffe around, getting exercise even when they're inside. So thank you again for following along with Bob's Blueprints. We're excited about the progress, and we'll be back with you really soon.